At exactly 6:42 p.m., 5 roaring motorcycles thundered into our quiet cul-de-sac like a gang of chrome-armored storm gods. They sprayed up mulch and scattered fake HOA newsletters like confetti. My cousin Travis led the charge, bandana wrapped, tight, sunglasses low, dragging behind him a burning plastic garden gnome tied with paracord. In our driveway, Grandpa Rick sat in his wheelchair, leg encased in a full cast, sipping root beer like he was watching a fireworks show. Across the street, Paula Greaves, the self-proclaimed head of the Timberlock Beautification Board, shrieked, "This isn't authorized!" Right before someone clipped her oversized hedge swan clean in half. I'm Nathan Doyle, 35. Freelance illustrator, accidental documentarian of HOA warfare, and self-assigned family mediator. Grandpa Rick had lived in his log cabin for 5 decades. The world changed around him, prefab houses, plastic shutters, vinyl fences, but he remained stubborn and paint-chipped. When a cluster of new neighbors formed a pretend HOA to preserve community standards, Grandpa became their bullseye. His crime, refusing to remove his hand-carved bald eagle mailbox. Paula spearheaded the movement, a retired banker with a clipboard addiction and a golf cart modified to resemble a patrol vehicle. She appointed herself acting director of aesthetic oversight. But she was about to discover what happens when you push the wrong veteran and underestimate his kin. First came the fake letters, printed on knockoff HOA letterhead. Dear Mr. Doyle, your property violates Article 3.7 of Timberlock Guidelines. Then came surprise inspections. Paula and her wannabe enforcers would trespass with tape measures and cameras, critiquing Grandpa's siding and rose bushes before stuffing violations in his screen door. Eventually, they fined him $500 for excessive patriotism. Yes, they actually wrote that. Because he owned too many American flags. Grandpa tossed their notices straight into his wood stove, so they upped the ante. One crisp evening in September, 3 of Paula's goons came marching in. Her husband Brad, plus Janet and Susan, 2 women who treated Pilates like boot camp. They parked Brad's lifted truck right across Grandpa's driveway like they owned it. "We're here to remove the non-compliant flag decor," Brad announced, puffing up like a mall cop. Grandpa came out slow, war cap on, hands steady. "You lost?" he asked, voice calm but jaw tight. "This is private property." Susan quoted HOA bylaws from her phone. "You're in violation of the flag-to-yard ratio." Then Brad climbed a ladder toward Grandpa's Marine Corps banner. Grandpa grabbed the ladder base. Words were exchanged. The ladder wobbled. Grandpa fell hard off the porch. The crack of his legs snapping made me nauseous watching the security footage later. While he writhed in pain, Brad muttered about liability forms. They filed it as a misunderstanding. Grandpa called it a declaration of war, so I called Travis. "They hurt Grandpa," I said. That's all it took. The next day, the Doyle cousins rode in. Travis, Mike, Angel, and Shovel Doug. Names you'd hear in a bar fight and a family reunion. We gathered under string lights in Grandpa's backyard, planning retaliation. The Harleys cooled in a perfect row like war horses. Travis squinted through binoculars at Paula's house. "So this lady thinks she's running a government?" "She's got letterhead," I confirmed, even charging $20 dues. "Fraud!" Angel spat into a hedge. While Paula hosted a driveway ordinance meeting, Chardonnay, folding chairs, and poster boards of Grandpa's house from bad angles, we made our entrance. Travis parked his bike directly into her prized tulips. "Nice lawn enforcement techniques," he called. Paula shrieked. "You're trespassing," Mike replied. "We learned about property rights from the guy your husband put in a cast." Her meeting exploded into chaos. But that was just day 1. At exactly 6 a.m. the next morning, all 4 bikes revved to life in perfect sync, obeying the noise ordinance cutoff by 1 second. They idled for 9 minutes. Then silence. Paula burst out in her robe, but the bikes were already cruising past, waving at every neighbor except her. Then came the sculpture. Shovel Doug built a 10-foot flamingo tower that spelled fake HOA from Paula's bedroom window. The lunchtime entertainment? 4 leaf blowers blasting Beethoven's Fifth into Paula's windows, technically within decibel limits. Meanwhile, Mike dug into Paula's fake HOA. She downloaded her charter from a Delaware HOA template site, he said, spreading paperwork across Grandpa's table. Didn't even change the state in half of it. 0 registration, no approval, no legal standing. We had our proof. At the next HOA meeting, yes, Paula still held it, we came armed. Travis passed out copies of Mike's research. Neighbors gasped. You used our dues to buy a golf cart? One asked. I tore out my garden gnome, cried another. The crowd turned on Paula. She slammed her Amazon gavel to no effect. And then, Saturday morning came. Paula woke up to find her yard transformed into a tribute, 73 hand-carved eagles donated by local artists. Each wore a tiny leather vest stitched with Free Rick. In the middle stood a massive wooden statue of Grandpa, middle finger pointed skyward. Angel's lawyer verified it as artistic expression. Paula screamed so loud I swear birds scattered from 3 counties over. That's when Sheriff Thompson arrived. Mornin', Paula, he said. We looked into that HOA of yours. It's official, she protested, clinging to a printout from Bylaw Brigade. Biz. Yeah, we saw. Fake charter, unauthorized dues, trespassing and assault. That's $8,000 in fines and potential charges. She paled. She swayed. She clung to that paper like it would save her. I was just trying to improve the community, she whimpered. Sheriff. Thompson tipped his hat. Well, ma'am, you just improved your way into a felony.